After a monumental away performance in Europe that ultimately ended in a gut-wrenching exit at the hands of Legia Warsaw, David Gray's side have to dust themselves down and go again as they return to league action, looking to continue an unbeaten start to the current campaign. Today's visitors, St Mirren, are yet to record a league win this campaign, but do come to Easter Road full of confidence following an excellent performance that arguably deserved more against Rangers last weekend. It's a Sunday afternoon treat here in Leith as Hibernian FC take on St Mirren in a 3 p.m. kickoff. Welcome to the Team Talk as we build up to today's game. We'll be hearing from David Gray and from Martin Boyle as well, alongside some other famous faces. But first, let's just take a quick look back at that heartbreaking result on Thursday night. Hibs did everyone associated with the club proud, but ultimately couldn't make it through to the league stage. Well, I'm delighted to say I'm joined on the Team Talk by Hibernian FC legend Paul Hanlon. Paul, how are you doing?
Oh, good, Adam, thanks. I'd like to obviously be here today and look forward to the game.
Fantastic. Yeah, hopefully it will be a really good one. I'm sure, like all of us on Thursday night, you were hurting watching that at home.
Yeah, devastating. It was like just an emotional roller coaster, really, for the whole 90 minutes. Well, 120 minutes, sorry. And I just really devastated for everyone involved. What an effort the whole club's put in the European journey, and I devastated that it's over.
Yeah, we were just talking off camera there about the run that Hibs had in Europe this year. Midtjylland first, then Partizan, and then Legia Warsaw. 3 teams that really their names are entrenched in European football.
Yeah, exactly that. real difficult ties, and I think Hibs were in every single game. There was no 90 minutes where you'd say they were outfought or outclassed in any of it. So, real kind of confidence boost for the whole club to see that they're going the right direction, and hopefully be back there next year and competing again.
Yeah, David Gray, I'm sure they will be looking to focus on the positives from that game. Like you say, it was an excellent performance. The lads gave everything.
Yeah, you could see that. I mean, from watching from afar now, it's kind of, you can see that the boys are giving everything for Dave and for the staff and for the club. That's not in doubt. And the quality's there as well. The goals that we mentioned as well off air is the goals that have been scored for Hibs and against Hibs in the kind of six the games that they went through. So there's been a lot of quality there. Sometimes came out on the wrong end of that, but that's the level that the club's operating at now in terms of being in Europe, and I'm sure everyone's got a real taste for it now.
Yeah, the second half display was magnificent, so different from the first. David Gray said at the end of the game his message to the players was that they needed to be braver, they had nothing to lose, and you could certainly see that.
Yeah, I was actually discussing that with Lewis actually the other day, thinking like what would Dave's probably said at half time, and that was what we kind of came away with, that probably had to be a bit braver, a bit more belief, and they could just go for it. It looked like the shackles were off in the second half, and when that happened and there was kind of a bit more freedom to the play, you saw the quality in the squad and the ability that's there, and caused Ledger all sorts of troubles in that second half.
Yeah, well, let's just have a look back then at the goals from that game. Rocky Bashiri's equaliser here, a huge moment. Rocky's been pretty colossal, hasn't he, during this European run? Yeah,
exactly that, and I think, I don't know if it's the manager or whoever's doing the set pieces at the minute, but they find a real good position for Rocky there in terms of like, he's probably floats around the goalkeeper quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably stops goalkeepers coming out, and then he's got that great standing leap and strength as well to kind of score the goals.
And then this one was Martin Boyle's. Rocky again involved in a great finish from him.
Yeah, that's just when momentum was really building in the game, wasn't it? Looking after it every time going forward, and Boyle is the man you want popping up in these situations. He reads them so well. He's done it his whole career.
Yeah, Hibs top scorer in European competition as well. Keeps writing history, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's great. He deserves it. He's had ups and downs along the way, injuries and things like that, but he keeps coming back and he looks fitter and stronger than ever.
Yeah, and then Miguel Chaiwa popped up with his first goal for the football club. Made a real difference when he came on.
He was fantastic. Honestly, I noticed him in, I think, the Livingston game that I watched as well, and he's got just pure quality on the ball, real appetite to play forward and run forward as well, and obviously a bit of quality like that is going to go down well with the fans.
Absolutely, and you can imagine obviously at the end of the game how devastated everyone was, the coaching staff, the players. It was visible for everyone to see. Then when you have to fly back the next day and then prepare for a game 2 days later, what's that like as a group of players? How easy is it to kind of put that aside and move on?
There's no doubt it's difficult. I mean, the amount of work that's been put in preparation and on the match days, it's difficult to get over, especially when they probably feel like they deserve to be in that group stage and rewrite history, really. But all the feedback you see coming from the game, even media, the Scottish media, and from the Hibs fans, it's all positive. It's not doom and gloom at all. They've represented the country really well, and probably deserve to be in that group stage, as I said. So, but at the end of the day, the kind of carrot's there, really. They've got to try and kick on this season and get back to that level, which I'm sure they will this season, looking at the squad, how strong it is in terms of the manager being able to make a lot of changes, and the squad's still really strong. Starting 11 will be strong today, so that's just having that appetite to go again, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, you mentioned kind of the carrot there. I suppose the rewards for last season was this kind of European run, and that's now got to be the message again. You don't get that unless you do well domestically. Yeah,
exactly, and the squad's proven that they can handle it at that level. There's no doubt. We've mentioned already the calibre of opposition that they faced, and were more than a match for all of them. So they've got to turn up today and get the 3 points off the back of it. Then you're on a high again going into looking forward to the cup game. We've got a break, then you've got the cup game and the league campaign going forward. So there's no better feeling than winning football games, whether it's in Europe or domestically. That's the best way to kind of get back on track, and I'm sure the boys will be ready for that today.
Absolutely. Well, let's hear from Martin Boyle then, who reviewed Thursday evening's game and looked ahead to today too.
Boyle, a really difficult one to take in the end. How do you put that into words?
Yeah, obviously not a nice feeling. Everyone's hurting in there at the moment. Yeah, it's a hard one to take, but crucial moments and crucial games. Where we should probably see it out. It's cost us, but look, we have to dust ourselves down because we've got a massive game on Sunday. No time to dwell on it. Unfortunately, the fixtures don't stop.
In terms of the way the game panned out, what changed? What was said at half time? Because it came out in the second half, scored 3 goals in 11 minutes and totally turned the tie on its head.
Manager just explained we had to win the game anyway. We had nothing to lose. So the goals change games. We had the momentum. Great for Rocky. And also pop up with a goal, which is fantastic. And probably no one expected us to score 3 in that quick succession. And yeah, we had the momentum. We had chances, but like you say, at the end of the day, it's costly others.
In terms of the European run as a whole, we've pushed 3 really good teams, all the way to extra time. Can you take heart within that? I know it's difficult after a defeat like that, but can you take heart and pride in the performance?
Of course you can. I'm extremely proud to represent this club. I'm extremely proud of the boys in there and the efforts that they gave. A lot of tricky opponents in there. Probably a lot of people would say they didn't fancy us, but we've pushed them all the way. But that's maybe the difference of the individual quality that they have that we've not managed to qualify for the conference. Like I say, hard one to take, but I'm extremely proud. I'm extremely proud of the supporters that have came over and the journey that they've been on with us. And they've spent their hard-earned money. Obviously, it's a busy period, families and that. So me personally, and on behalf of all the boys, we'd like to thank them for all their support. It definitely spurred us on in safe journey back.
Well, Paul, we heard from Martin Boyle just then. We were just talking about him off camera as well in terms of the form that he had last year. I think it was his most prolific season for Hibs, and he really kind of pushed the team on to end the campaign so strongly last year.
Yeah, I think for a while now his form's been really good. But on top of that, his work rate, I've noticed the last few it's like maybe getting the armband with Joe being out at the minute and having that maybe extra leadership. He's taking that on, and obviously playing with a younger striker in Kieran Bowie next to him as well. He probably sees that he has to kind of guide him and show him how to work from the front and how to press, and he sets the presses quite a lot, Boyle. So that's the kind of the other side of his game, whereas obviously the quality that we've all seen for a number of years now is coming out at the same time, and he looks in a real good place at the minute.
Yeah, you obviously shared a dressing room with him for a number of years. When he was given the extra responsibility as vice captain, do you think that's something you ever kind of expected him to take on or want to take on, just because he's such a jovial character?
Yeah, I think it depends on the shape of the squad. I think looking at the squad at the minute, I think he's the perfect example for that role. And as you touched on there, in terms of the way he is in the dressing room, his character's different classes, exactly what you need in a dressing room. In terms of, there will be times when the squad are down, probably the last few days, maybe a few boys feeling down, and he's the perfect guy to go in that change room and pick everyone back up. Just the way he is around the place, and exactly what you need at times. So I think he's really embraced that role, and he looks to be getting better at it all the time.
Yeah, and you mentioned his partnership with Kieran Bowie as well. It's gone from strength to strength since the start of this year. Yeah,
they look like really enjoying playing with each other. Boyley's, as we mentioned before, with his goal there, he's really alive to situations, and Kieran Bowie's the perfect foil for him in terms of he bumps into defenders, he kind of makes the game scrappy at times, and that's where Boyle he thrives off that. He reads situations so well, and with his blistering pace, it gets him away. So it looks to be working really well at the minute.
Yeah, and it was almost one of those situations of, well, Kieran Bowie, if you can score that goal against Partizan, I'm going to try and do it better out in Legia.
Incredible, honestly, just what an effort it was. It did seem a bit like that. It was like, I'll try and go one better, and I think if it goes in, it probably is one better, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we've touched on already as well, the quality of goals that we've seen over the European campaign, just incredible. And if that had went in, it would have topped it. So Aye, it's just, I'm sure he was devastated. I actually spoke to him after the game. He's delighted to obviously get his record, but I think if that went in, it would, I said it would have made it even more special for him.
Oh, 100%. But I suppose the quality of the goals that we've been scoring really does show the confidence that's within the group, how much they believe in themselves.
Yeah, and everyone's chipping in as well. So you look across the squad, over the bench as well. Like there's just quality all through the squad. Must be a headache for the manager at times, but a good headache to have. And you see when he's making changes even in Europe, they're getting stronger all the time. He's made a few defensive changes to try and shore up, which was quality coming on the pitch. Then we need a goal. There's even more quality coming off the bench in attacking areas. So a tough job, I'd say, at times for him, but one I'm sure he's enjoying.
Absolutely. Well, we'll just go to a short break now, but make sure you stay with us because we'll have more of fantastic insight from Paul, and we'll hear from David Gray as well. We'll see you soon.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Hello and welcome back to Hibs TV as we continue to build up to today's game against St Mirren. Let's hear now from our head coach David Gray, who looked back at the defeat to Legia Warsaw, but also said how important today's game is against St Mirren.
That's really difficult to take right now. I think mixed feelings in terms of real disappointment, gutted for the players because of what they put in, how brave they were. But also immensely proud of the level of performance, what I asked the players to do, the effort, the desire, the bravery, especially second half. That's what I thought was missing from first half to second half, was could we really go and believe we can go and get into this tie and go and score 2 goals. And I thought second half performance alone was outstanding. And across the 2 legs, I thought we've been very unfortunate not to go through. And I've just reminded the players there's not much I can say to them right now that's going to make them feel any better. You know, they're really low at the minute, and understandably so. But we need to remember this feeling. We need to remember how good we've been in Europe over these 6 games, real difficult games, and take the positives from that, which is we went toe to toe against some real top sides. And we will get better from these experiences without doubt, and we've also had a taste of it now, and that is now the rewards from last season. And if we want to be playing at this level again and demonstrating we can compete at this level, we need to obviously be really successful domestically, so we need to take this form into that.
It must be hard to reflect on the European run right now, but when you look at the calibre of the teams that we've played against, there is a lot to be proud of.
There is, very much so. I played it down. It's very difficult over 2 legs when you know results in isolation, but if you've done that, they took the 3 away performances really. You know, it took a worldie free kick from the Midtjylland game to not go over there and have 3 away wins in Europe, which would be incredible over 90 minutes. And the bravery of the players to believe it. I say it all the time, you know, we've got a really good group that we needed to be at our best to get results over here. We were at times really, really good, really brave, and we've demonstrated again that we're a very good side when we do that. Now that we'll have to improve, because the fine margins, you've seen the clinical nature of the teams you're playing against, the quality at times, and you get punished for mistakes at this level. But there's a lot to be proud of, as I've just said. There's a lot for the club to be proud about. The support going away over here again. Nights like tonight is what the club wants to have all the time. So over time, when we reflect on the European campaign, it's not what we wanted. We wanted to be obviously getting into group stage football, but we will definitely be better from the experience.
I was going to say the players will learn a lot from nights like tonight, but also be able to take loads of confidence going into domestic football.
It is, but it's a different challenge as well. We'll talk a lot about getting yourself up for games like this. If you can't get up for games like this, then you're in the wrong job. I think it's where players want to be playing. The atmosphere coming here, you've seen it, the crowds, incredible performance. I say the same, the lessons you learn from going to places like Partizan, going to here and going toe to toe is all brilliant experiences, but then can you then go and take that back domestically and replicate that at home against St Mirren at the weekend? That is now the challenge. It's a real difficult game, always is, against Stephen Robinson sides. They're always very well organised. It's another load of extra time into the players as well, and what they're doing at the minute is they're demonstrating that they're a very fit side that is playing at a very high standard. And if we can maintain this level, like I keep saying, I think we'll have a successful domestic season.
Well, Paul, we heard from David Gray just then. He spoke about having to pick the players up and the important role that the staff will play over the kind of next 2 days. You've worked with the majority of the staff that is in his kind of coaching team, and like the likes of Craig Sampson, for example, will play a huge role in that.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. He's a big character and a big voice in there, Sammy. So, and he's always got a positive message for all the boys. So, I'm sure he'll be doing that the last couple of days. But and Dave's brilliant at that as well. Like, he's very good at communicating. He comes across great in all his interviews. He's fantastic at them, and I'm sure he'll be kind of a few one-to-one meetings, maybe arm around a few shoulders, and a few group meetings, because there's probably not a lot of time on the pitch at the minute in terms of organisation stuff. It'll be really low key and try to get the boys just picked up and refreshed again.
What's it like as a player when you've had a European away trip on the Thursday? You don't fly back until the Friday, then you've really got the Saturday to try and take all the information in that the coaching staff are giving you.
Yeah, there's no doubt it is difficult at times. There's obviously the kind of the realisation now that the European journey's over. That does hurt, because you put a lot into the previous campaign. They put a hell of a lot into the last 6 games, so there's a real disappointment there. And then of course there's a physical aspect. There's the travelling. There's everything that comes with that. So it's it can be difficult, but I'm sure there's been limited time on the pitch, and there should be, because at the end of the day the legs need to be fresh for this game, which is going to be really tough today. And then it would just be a case of going over video stuff, looking at St Mirren, and try to do as much kind of off-pitch work as you can, and get as much information in that way, rather than spending time on the legs on the pitch. Yeah,
let's talk about St Mirren then. They're yet to kind of win in the league campaign, but they put in a fantastic performance last weekend against Rangers.
Yeah, they're a good side, and they have been for a number of years now. They've got a good manager who makes his team really organised. They enjoy pressing high and pressing with a real intensity, so that's something that the boys are going to have to be ready for today, in terms of, obviously there is that kind of the disappointment and the kind of the journeys in the legs, and the obviously the physical output from the match the other night. So they're going to be matched with real intensity today, and a St Mirren team that'll be obviously looking to get their first win. So it's going to be difficult, but they'll be ready for it.
Yeah, they've been a little bit of a bogey team for us. I think our last win against St Mirren was September 2023, so quite a long period of time. That they're always difficult matches though against Stephen Robinson's side.
Yeah, always. As I said, they're always really organised, and they like to press with intensity as well. So, but I believe there's more than enough quality that can break the St Mirren team down today in the squad. It'll be interesting to see what the team is and see what ways went in terms of attacking or resting players as well. So, but I'm surprised by that stat. Really, I think that'll be put right today. But no, there's no doubt it will be difficult.
If you're St Mirren coming here, is it very much like you said, having that intensity from the very first minute, trying to put us on the back foot, knowing that there will be kind of quite a lot in the players' legs?
I think so. I'm sure that'll be the message in the St Mirren dressing room today. Probably thought I'd see that at Dundee. I watched the Dundee match as well, and that didn't really come from Dundee. They kind of sat back and kind of let Hibs play with the ball, and it probably suited on the day. So hopefully that's the case today, but I really much doubt it with the style that Stephen Robinson likes to play. Yeah,
we'll have a quick look at their goal against Rangers. Who do you think is their kind of danger men today?
To be honest, I've not watched too much of St Mirren recently, but as I said, they always break and play with that intensity going forward. Was it big guy? Is it Younger?
Yeah.
So also played against him before. He's a real handful, but can run at the same time. So he always, I said, Stephen Robinson likes to have the quick runners in his team with a bit of strength and across normally a back three or whatever, back five. So he likes to have that good blend. Kind of high intensity runners with a bit of size and stature as well, so I'm sure we'll see that today.
Yeah, and they're super well organised as well. Obviously Alex Gogic leading that from the heart of the defence.
Yeah, he's made that transition from also when he played here, majority of the time he played in midfield. Obviously at that time I'm playing behind him and loved having him in front because he always screened the back four really well and done that job fantastic for us in a year we finished third. So and then he's made the transition at St Mirren in a centre half and done that excellently as well. So he's kind of a real leader of the team.
Yeah, and in terms of Hibs then today, what do you think David Gray's message is going to be to the players? Is it you have to match, like you say, that fight, that intensity, and then the quality will come through?
I'm sure that will be the message. I think it'll be a case of be ready for it because it's coming. The way St Mirren play with that intensity, it's going to come today, and even more so after the exertions of Thursday night. So I'm sure the boys will be really aware of that. But at the end of the day, there's quality, and if Hibs keep the ball off St Mirren, then I'm sure they'll have to eventually sit off and drop a bit deeper and protect the space as well because there is a lot of quality in this Hibs team. So probably be ready for it for the first 5-10 minutes, and then hopefully the game settles down after that.
Yeah, and the atmosphere inside Easter Road will play a huge part as well. There's going to be Hibs fans in the South Stand once again. There is a real kind of good feel factor around the football club at the moment, but the fans, as they have done over the kind of last 8 months or so, will have a huge impact on today. Yeah,
they will, and also they'll be hurting and disappointed from Thursday night as well, but disappointed in a way where there's a positivity that comes after that. There's still a positivity around the whole place at the minute. It's not kind of dejected and the season's over. It's a case of, right, we're in a really, really good place here, and it feels like all the fans are ready to support that and get right behind it for this campaign.
Yeah, what do you reckon today then?
I'm confident. I think the boys will get a hard-fought win, probably by 1 goal, maybe a 1-0 or 2-1.
Fantastic. And you'll be joining Cliff Pike on co-commentary on Hibs TV this afternoon. So if you're watching and you're outside of the UK, make sure you tune in to Paul as well. And we'll also leave you with a nice little rendition of a Hibs song that's gone viral around the world by a 70s music legend. We'll leave you with
Hibs away, I like it, Hibs away, I like it, It's Harry Wayne Casey here. You know Casey from Casey and the Sunshine Band? And I just want to say, Hibs fans, that your version of our song made me smile. So you keep singing it, and all the best in your season, because that's the way, I like it,